Hi friends, I'm Oksana, welcome back. In this video I'm going to catch you up what I've been up to for the last 2 months since I posted my last video. My last video, if you have not seen it, was on me preparing to run a half marathon. And I must have been so efficient that I just prepped and just ran away from making content altogether. This should probably become one of those dad jokes. Terrible. So let me tell you what I've been up to for the last 2 months, my wins, experiences, and reflections. First things first. In the last video, I was discussing how to prepare for a half marathon, and I was preparing for my first ever half marathon in New York City on March 18th this year. I did run it, and I am fully converted from a judgy person who did not understand running at all to I call myself a runner now, believe it or not, and I run on average 3 times a week, 1 hour each session, and I absolutely love it. And I love it so much that I even signed up for Chicago Half Marathon on June 5th. Super excited to have an opportunity to run at that event. I absolutely love running now, and I will create a separate video on this topic, but it's an absolutely incredible experience. I also started traveling more. As we are coming out of the pandemic, more events are happening in person. I went to my first in-person conference this last month, which was in Vegas, which also was my first experience. I don't think I will create a separate video on Vegas, but it was fun and very, very unique. I also traveled to California. LA was incredible, very beautiful. I love to dress up, and I was absolutely amazed to see people in these beautiful outfits. Everyone's looking gorgeous. It always inspires me creatively to see people approach fashion in a way of expressing themselves. So very good for my heart and soul, and I thought it was very rejuvenating and replenishing. I also spent some time in New York City, and New York City, I think, is incredible. It definitely is its own unique mini universe. It has its characters, it has its own vibe, and I love it. And maybe I love it because I stay there short periods of time, but whether you love or hate New York City, it definitely has its spirit, it definitely has its soul, and it starts seeping through you as you experience and go about your day. I've also traveled to Chicago a few times, mostly for work, but I've never really had an opportunity to explore the city that much. And now I'm amazed to see that city is coming back to life, full swing. Traffic is terrible if you're trying to get to the airport. The plants and trees are in full bloom right now, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. I loved seeing the city come to life, and there's so many people around walking and just visiting from other states, and it's incredible. It's an incredible experience because we have not had that chance to do that for so long, and I think just being in an environment with other human beings is absolutely invigorating and exciting to see again and to experience that togetherness as this bigger collective of the humankind. I also had a chance to visit my corporate headquarters office in Chicago at Willis. We have a new office space. And let me tell you this, I never thought that I could be persuaded to be in office more because I feel like I get easily distracted with when we have cubicles and it's, everyone kind of is walking around. For me personally, it makes it hard to concentrate. But this space is absolutely gorgeous. It looks like the West Elm catalog. And I mean, you don't need to convince me to be there. It has very unique features of aircraft, and I just love it. I think it's absolutely amazing. It's amazing how much ambiance of an office space can do for your creativity and collaboration. And I think my company has done this incredible job of putting these pieces together over the last, year, a few years, and making it a reality. It's absolutely inspirational. It has that creative vibe. It's very unique. It's very much a culture-driven project, and I'm just so grateful that we have it. And I want to be in that space more often, for sure. I have been spending more time on my tennis practice, and I'm honing in some skills and definitely feel like I'm becoming better and making some progress. So if you see me posting in the upcoming videos about tennis, that's why I want to share some of the highlights, some wins there as well. I have started this amazing project at work. I'm leading Agile transformation with my digital technology team. I'm absolutely excited about it. I love working with humans, and I think it's going to be incredible at the end. I also have finished a full course that I teach at CU Denver Business School called Sustainable Change Leadership last semester, and I'm about to start a new semester in June, which is again the same subject, but this is going to be the last time I'm going to be teaching this course. This was actually a big decision for me. I've been doing this for 5.5 years now. Working with students and interacting with different cohorts and groups has been a pleasure, and it has been an incredible experience for me. I absolutely loved it, and I think this was a good moment to pause, reflect, and close this chapter so I can open myself to other opportunities. At the same time, as an adjunct faculty, I'm going to be developing a new offering on Coursera, which is around cross-functional leadership. So I'm really excited about that project as well. Lastly, as I have stayed away from creating content for the last 2 months, I've realized that the process of coming up with concepts, content, recording, editing, all that together fuels me in a different way compared to my creativity that I apply at work or other projects. Moving forward, I will keep a better pulse on how long I stay away from this process because it truly brings me joy. For me, that probably was the biggest takeaway. The process of creating content fuels me in such a way that it makes me more creative and balanced in other areas of my life. So that was a brief recap of what happened over the last few months. I appreciate you staying with me on this journey, and I appreciate you watching this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.